In this module, we will cover 3 subsections, including your availability, your identity, and an intro statement for new clients. To start, you must log into your Psychology Today profile. From there, you will click on Edit Profile, and under the About Me section, as you scroll down, you will see all 3 of these subsections. Let's start first with your availability. You want to click on the pencil icon, which will open up a pop-up. Here, there are 3 sections that you need to fill out, including how you conduct therapy, identify if you are accepting new clients, and do you offer an initial consultation call. Let's discuss how you conduct therapy first. Whether you offer in-person, online, walk-in talk, or mobile therapy, Psychology Today limits this section with only 3 options to choose from: both in-person and online, in-person only, and online only. What is important for you to understand is regardless of which option you select, you need to select the option that best represents how you service in your private practice. Next, when it comes to accepting new clients, you also have 3 options to select from, including yes, I am accepting clients, no, I'm not accepting clients, and I have a wait list. As you can imagine, these 3 options are very straightforward. If your caseload is not yet full, then you will select that you are accepting clients. And if your caseload is full, but you have some clients who are about to wrap up treatment, then you want to select that you have a current wait list. Be mindful that you are risking losing out on potential referrals if you select that you are not accepting clients, or even if you have a wait list. Now, I have met some therapists who use they have a wait list as a specific marketing strategy. This strategy is known as scarcity marketing. This is when you capitalize on a client's fear of missing out on something due to its limited quantity. The way that a therapist can implement scarcity marketing is that they can click on having a wait list, and then within their personal statement, they would indicate that they have limited spots available as they have a current wait list. In the short term, this tactic is actually effective when you're trying to create a sense of urgency for clients to want to quickly book a session with you. But you might be wondering, why would a therapist actually use that tactic? Well, whenever you hear or see commercials for some product that is available for a limited time only, you may be convinced to go out and buy it because you don't know when they will run out or are no longer selling that item. This applies to service-based businesses such as a private practice, because if a client notices that you have a wait list, they are more apt to want to actually book a session since you might be known as a top expert. The issue that I find when therapists are using this strategy is that it needs to ethically represent your current caseload. Meaning, if you are not actually full or currently have limited spots, then you should not use this tactic because it doesn't actually represent the real world availability of your practice and service. This is especially true if a client sees your profile, reads that statement, and maybe want to come back to your profile later on when they are ready. Now, if they see that statement again, they might actually question the validity of your limited spots since they already seen it a month ago. My recommendation is only use that tactic when you are actually having limited spots to offer to clients, so that way you can slow down the incoming referrals that you're receiving. That way you're being ethical around your marketing efforts instead of trying to be sleazy and try to get as many client referrals as possible, even though it doesn't actually represent your availability. Now, the last section I must cover is the initial consultation call. Many therapists have very extreme views when it comes to whether or not they will offer an initial free consultation call. What I have found coaching therapists when they disagree with offering an initial consultation is because they do not want to waste their time offering a call to a prospective client who may actually not want to book a session with them. On the other hand, there are therapists who actually want to engage in an initial consultation call as they find it helpful to be able to build a quick relationship with the client, as well as rule out if that client is a good fit to their practice. Here's my stance regarding an initial consultation call. As a private paid practitioner, I actually do offer a free initial 15-minute consultation call. I do so because I personally want to ensure that whoever contacts me actually fits the services that I offer. Now, I do specialize in infidelity issues, so if a couple calls me and they're dealing with infertility issues, then at least I have the opportunity to tell them that I can refer them to a different couples therapist. Plus, I find that if that client is my ideal client who is struggling with infidelity issues, there's a 75% chance that they will actually want to book a session with me. Now, what's important for you to understand is a consultation call in the world of business is known as a sales call. The purpose of these calls is essentially to share information with your customers about the products or services you offer to ensure them that they are making the right buying decisions. You see, half the battle of getting client referrals is actually getting clients to contact you. The other half is getting them to actually commit and pay for a booked session. When you have a client on the phone, you are halfway to getting them to commit. Now, the question is, if you actually select that you want to offer initial consultation calls, how do you best structure that call so that it is just 15 minutes and not just a free long session? I find that by coaching therapists, many of them are so eager to get a client referral that they will actually offer more of their time during this call. What I need to emphasize is that this is an initial consultation call. not a session. To ensure that you are best prepared for these calls, here's my recommendation. When a client first calls you, you want to ask them if they have ever participated in a consultation call for counseling before. I find that 8 out of 10 clients would say no. They may say that they may have participated in counseling before, but that's not the same as participating in a consultation call. Even if they have participated in a consultation call, what you need to do is prep them for how you structure your calls. What I tend to say is that, well, I break down these calls in 3 segments. The first 5 minutes is where you have the opportunity to share with me your presenting issues. And as you can imagine, I might ask certain questions so that I have a clear idea of what the concerns are and how I can best be of support. The second segment is where I will offer 5 minutes for me to be able to share out how I can provide support, if at all, and some logistics around the services. And then the last 5 minutes is open for them to ask any questions, comments, or move forward with booking a session. Now, the one thing that you need to keep in mind is that during those first 5 minutes, as they are discussing their presenting concerns, you need to make sure that you're actively listening. And by that, I mean you need to ask questions to get clarification of their presenting concerns. Now, the questions that you ask will vary depending on what you need to assess if that client is a good fit for your practice. For me, these are some of the common questions that I tend to ask. What has been your history, if any, when attending to counseling services? What expectations do you have around the type of counseling support you need? And how would you know if the service that you're about to participate with me is effective? These questions and any other question that you might ask is going to position you and the client to know if both of you are a good fit for each other. Now, I do get it. Many of you may not want to ask those questions as a way to rule out the client because you're so desperate on trying to get a client referral. Believe me, as a therapist myself, I also know that feeling of when you're trying to build a practice and you're just trying to get any single client referral that comes your way. Now, please understand there is a difference between having a full client caseload and a full caseload of your ideal client. Any one of you can get a full client caseload simply because there are hundreds to thousands of people within your state that actually need counseling services. But the issue that I find time and time again is for any new therapists in private practice who are accepting any and all referrals, they will soon and very quickly get burnt out. To avoid getting burnt out, what I expect and what I ask for when coaching therapists in private practice is they only accept client referrals that brings them passion, meaning that they're excited and they're an expert in treating the issues that that client has that they need their help on. Now, during the second part of that call, that's when you're going to share the different strategies on how you can help them. Now, be mindful, when I say strategies, I did not mean clinical theories. Your everyday client may not be aware of what those theories mean or how valuable they are when it comes to treatment. And of course, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule where there are certain markets and clients who are actively searching for a provider that is trained in a specific clinical theory. Now, outside of that exception, what I would recommend you do is explain how you can help in the most simplest of terms. What I do is I simply share examples of how I helped other clients, specifically what questions I may ask and how do I go about giving strategies or advice to them. Then I will share what happens prior to the first session and during the first session, including me sending them the consent form so that they can review and sign off on. Then during the session, I will review verbally the consent forms so that everyone is aware of what's going to happen so that I can receive an informed consent. After that, I will leave room for them to ask any questions and then spend the rest of the time asking them questions around their presenting concerns so that we can come up with a shared understanding of what their treatment goals are. And then by the end of the session, I will give them 3 options. Schedule a follow-up, take the rest of the week to think about if they want to schedule a follow-up, or maybe this is all they needed. And lastly, I leave the last 5 minutes so they can ask any questions that might be helpful to them, such as if I accept insurance, if I have any current openings, or anything else that is important for them to finalize their decision on choosing me as their therapist. Be mindful, some prospective clients may actually need time to decide if they want to move forward with you. Please do your best to not be upset or sad or even frustrated if they don't actually want to book a session right then and there. You must understand that you may not be the only therapist they're trying to contact, because for them, it is important to find the right therapist that actually treats their specific issue. And of course, there's going to be some prospective clients who call you and thought that they were ready, but then realized that they started getting cold feet and don't want to actually move forward with booking the session right then and there. Either way, my advice is treat every single call as though it's your last call. And please, make sure that you are in a private setting so that you can give them the privacy and confidentiality that they deserve. With all that said, if you decide to take consultation calls, you will simply click yes and press save. Next, we are going to head back to the About Me section, and you're going to click on the pencil icon next to your identity section. A pop-up will appear, and there will be 6 sections you need to fill out, including your date of birth, gender, race, faith, select if you identify within the LGBTQ community, and pick any other identity group that you want to be associated with. After you have entered and selected the best options that represent you as an individual, you will click Save and head to the last section, which is the Intro to New Clients. Here, you will click on the pencil icon and a pop-up window will appear. This section is where you include a very brief description, no more than 140 characters, of when, where, and how you offer your therapy services. After you have entered that information, you will click on the Save button. Now you can move on to the next module, by which I will cover both the personal statement and your specialties.